First things first, if this video helps you, make sure to smash that like button. Also, if you are interested in a Let's Play series of King of Retail, we have over 65 videos in season 2 of our Let's Play series for King of Retail, where we have a campaign and we started out with a grocery store. We are having a lot of fun over there. So definitely, if you are interested in that, subscribe and come check us out. All right, with further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the tutorial. I'm gonna be bringing you a tutorial on King of Retail, and the tutorial today is gonna be kind of explaining posters and signs and stuff like that that you can add to your store in general. I've been asked a lot during our King of Retail Let's Play series, how do you do the signs? And it's probably better that I make a video to show you real quick than to try to explain it, because over text, because that's just not going to go down very well. So quickly, I'll make this as quick as short as I can. I will go into a little bit of detail on how I do mine, so that you're not left in the dark completely. So when you go to posters here, you obviously want to customize a poster. So when you're here in posters, there's 4 different formats you can choose from, which is kind of the 4 different signs and posters that you can have in game. This is the one I usually use in my game, which is the wall, right? That's the wall sign or painting, whatever you want to call it. And then I use this one, which is kind of like the sandwich board sign, the signs that sit on the ground. So those are the 2 I personally use. You can use whatever one you want, but we're going to be using this canvas as an example. So what do I do to actually start doing this? Because a lot of people are like, all I have is a white canvas, I don't know what to do. All right, it's very simple. So something that you want to do is you want to go here and you want to click on this question mark. So the question mark is going to tell you to fit this format, you want a size of a canvas 1000 by 708 pixels. So before we go any further, you are going to have to use a different program for the most part if you want to get really dive deep into it, editing it and all that. You can do other stuff with like shapes that the game offers you, but honestly it's not worth it. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to pull up a Photoshop, Paint or something else. Or you can do what I do, which is using a free software online called Pixlr, and I will leave a link into the description down below on how to get to that website, and I'll show you again what I do. All right, so now we moved over to Pixlr. It's Pixlr.com. This is completely free. Like I said, you can go in. You don't even need to sign up or log in or anything. I think I have an account, but sometimes I forget to log in and whatever. You can see some of my latest projects, which is actually how I do my thumbnails for my YouTube channel also. And it's kind of cool because like when you are in the middle of a project and you exit out of the browser, it has a history tab, so it will always remember what your other things were. So that's kind of cool. So something you want to do, so for creating your own sign, create new, right? You can create new, you can choose any of these formats that you want, but the one that we want is the one that we got from King of Retail. So the one from King of Retail was 1000, right? The canvas that we were on, 1000 by 708. And so with that, you can name it anything you want. I'm just going to leave it untitled. And then you want background, no background. You don't want any background. You can have a background if you want, but I would highly recommend just leaving it by itself to make it transparent. So let's go ahead and just create. So this is it now. You can zoom in, zoom out as much as you want. And then you can add anything you want. So if you are familiar with Photoshop and how Photoshop works, this, you'll probably pick up on it pretty easily. You're like, oh yeah, this does this and whatnot. So for me, I'll do 2 different examples here of signs that I've made in our store. So for one, I would pull up a shape, right? So shape, I would click on a rectangle and then I would be like, you know what? I want a white rectangle, fill it in. So let's start with a white canvas. Bam. So then we have white. So with white, sometimes in our Let's Play series, I've done this where it's like, so far we've been adding quotes. That's something we've been doing. So let's just put a quote that I would say, oh baby, oh baby, right? And then quotations, and then I can do by me, right? So there we go. I have a quote, I've done it. Now you're like, where did it go? Well, the text itself is white, as you can see in the top left hand corner. So what we're going to do is we're going to change that to, let's just change it to black. So we can change it to black, move it up to the top, and then we can do a little bit more stuff with it. We can make it bigger, right? Oh baby. We can do different fonts, and some of these fonts you need to pay, have a premium with the Pixlr. But most of them are free, and I kind of go with the free ones and do stuff like that. So there's a lot of good fonts in here that I really enjoy. So I would recommend checking this out, But if you have Photoshop, and you like Photoshop and you trust Photoshop, nothing wrong with Photoshop. Nothing wrong at all. So let's go ahead and just pick something. Here's something easy. So I just went with this. It's called Game On font. So if you like this font, you can use it yourself. So as you can see, this one thing that we did was a one text box, right? This is a one text box. So you can keep adding to this text box as much as you want. Or if you want to, you could go like this. You could delete this. Just leave this text box as oh baby, right? Just be like, oh yeah, that's oh baby. And then down here, we can create another text box. Add another layer. As you see, it pops up to the right here. We'll add another layer. And this can be where you add by me, right? Did I spell my name right? Okay. And then you can change the font of this any way you want. I'm not really going to get too crazy with it. Let's just do, I don't know, dude. What is this? Haloda. Dude, we'll do that. We'll do that. And we go be like, there you go. And then put this down here and put, oh, baby. So that's something good, right? That's easy. Not too bad if you wanted to just make a text sign that said anything you want, right? But what if you wanted to make it a little bit fancier, of course? So things that I would do to my text to make them stand out and look good. One, make them big. Two, right here is a tab called Styles. Go ahead and click on Styles and you can start adding stuff to it. You can add a curve. You can make it curvy like that. Heavy. Honestly, I don't use the curve, so I'm not sure. Background, you could put a background to it if you wanted to. Not bad. I use that sometimes from time to time. But these are the two I mainly use, which is outline and shadow. So for outline, you put a nice little outline on it. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make an outline black. You can't see it now, but don't worry. We'll change this color. Another thing that I will do, this right now, I've went over to the fill, and I'm going to change the actual text. So as you can see, green, green, yellow, yellow. And you can adjust however you want, the color intensity, oh baby, yellow, anything you want. Sometimes I do gradients. You can click on the gradient tab, right? And add some crazy stuff to it. And with the gradient tab, and some people don't like teach you this, and it kind of disappoints me. Like I had to learn this on my own for the most part. Let's say I wanted to do this like nice green white gradient. I liked how it flowed, but I was like, maybe instead of green, I wanted to do like a blue, right? So we have the white, which is the top layer of the font. If I wanted to do the green, right? Double click the green, then this pops up. Go ahead and click this and let's switch it to blue. Bam, now it's blue. Something that, you wouldn't find in most videos sometimes. I'm not saying most, it depends on who you click on, but I had to learn that on my own. So with that, now we can kind of focus in on our styles. So again, I closed out of the fill because that's the text. I went over to styles here, and this is the outline that we have currently on it. Sometimes I like to increase the outline, make it nice and big. Look at that. It's getting bigger and bigger. Kind of cool, right? I like it. You can do the distance if you wanted to. I don't really mess with the distance. I leave it how it is. And you can even do punch outs, which just takes away the font color and just makes kind of an outline if you were drawing a pencil, when you do that outline thing. Did I make any sense there? Probably not. But we're going to leave it without the punch out, and we're going to minimize outline. Nope. Turn it on though. Do not minimize it because it will, I guess, uncheck it. Anyway, scroll down a little bit to shadows. This is another good feature to have on your text to make it look a little bit pretty. So with shadow, it starts out, the default is gray. Let's go ahead and just make that black because a nice black shadow looks good. You can faintly see it right now, right, on the text. But what I like to do, again, is I like to increase the opacity here, and that makes it a lot darker, right? Now you're starting to see a little bit something here. Sometimes another thing that I like to do is actually change the distance or the direction. So with the distance, you can make it come into the text. You could go out of the text, right? I like to keep it a little bit default sometimes. Direction also depending, right? You can have direction go from the up. You can have it come from the bottom. It all depends on what you're working with. So yeah, that's something I like to do. So now that we have a little bit of cool kind of effect text there, oh baby, now what is something else that I would add? Well, I simply would add some like a picture or something. So let's actually go to the picture. So how would I get a picture? Really, honestly, sometimes I just kind of fish it off of the internet. So I'll just like go to Google. So here in the Google search bar, I'll type something. So one thing I want to type is maybe I want to put a picture of a baby seal. So baby seal. Let's see if this even comes up. I've never done this. I don't know. So we'll do a baby seal. And anything you put up, whatever it might be, whether it be a heart or a baby seal or a rectangle or a flames or whatever you want to do, you typically want to try and do PNG after it. And what PNG is going to make it transparent. It just makes it easier for you. So there is baby seal PNG pictures here. So what we want to do is we want to go to images. Here in images, you want to find a seal that will work, right? This looks kind of cute, right? So if you were to click on this, right, it would say this, right? Well, it wouldn't say anything. It would just show this. So if you can see in the background, it's a clear white background. And I'm going to download, I'm actually going to save this to use as an example here. So you could use this, right? Save as image. And then you can also search around to see if there is an actual image that is transparent. So how can you tell if an image is transparent? So an image that's transparent, 9 times out of 10 will have these checkered boards behind them, right? So the checkered boards, I'll show you the difference, but I'm going to save this one too. So right now, again, recap, we have checkered board, which is transparent, and we have non-checkered board that's not transparent that we can make transparent. I'll show you how to do that seal. I actually went with this seal because he looked kind of cute. So yeah, the checkered background most of the time means it's going to be transparent. So we'll go over to the other side and we'll kind of load up these pictures now. So back over here on your program, we will hit the select tool. And what we're going to do is we're going to open up a file. We're going to open up those 2 images that we just saved on our computer. And what we're going to do is we're going to put them on this sign. All right, so when you're ready to load up these pictures, you just go over here to file and you go file and open image. And what is that going to do is going to bring up wherever location on your computer. Make sure you go where you saved those pictures from Google and you go ahead and upload them to here. It's going to bring up the pictures. As you see, this was one of them. And then this was the other one. So we have our seals. Don't worry, when you open them, it's going to throw you right to here. Don't think that your canvas was deleted. If you see right here, there's a couple tabs, and the tabs do keep your things saved. So right here, you could switch back to your oh baby and all that. So as you can see, you could probably guess between the 2 differences. One with checkered background, one no checkered background. The white is here, right? The white background is here. So if we were to put this on this, and let's say the background was like a red or a black, you would see the white box, which is not what we want. But if I were to pull this on over to this, you're only going to see this man because look, that's all he is. It's just a transparent little picture here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and also, when you do pull up these, you're going to see this little lock icon. When you see that, don't worry. You can't do anything to the image when it's like that. You're going to have to just double click this and it unlocks the image for you to edit. So let's go ahead and take this little guy right here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click on him. I'm going to do Control C and that's going to copy him. And then I'm going to come back over to this, to oh baby sign. And I'm going to do Control V, which is going to paste them. Then you can kind of, size them the way you want. Don't worry about the dogs. They're freaking out in the background. They heard their neighbors come in. Yeah, so as you see, we have the little tiny baby seal here. And then let's say we wanted to put both of them on this picture. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that real quick too. So now we can switch back to the tabs, right? We're done with this. We don't need this anymore. So we can exit that out if we want, and that will still save right here. So right here, I don't want the white background. What do I do? So if you pick up an image off of Google and you're like, I have to have this, there's no way around it. They don't have a transparent way. What do I do? Very simple fix here. You come on over to the scissors here. You click on the scissors. And up here at the top, there's going to be shape mask, magic mask, draw mask, lasso mask. What you want is you want to click magic mask. So when you click magic mask, what it's going to do when you click on something here, like for instance, we're going to click on the white background, it will delete everything of that same color of that substance, right? So for instance, bam, the background is completely gone. So that's good. If there was multiple colors background, it might take like a tiny speck. Therefore, you would have to maybe use a shape and kind of carve it out yourself, or, you know, use a draw and carve that out yourself as well. But this is usually easy to take out, just plain backgrounds that is one color. So there we go. We've taken out the background here. We go over to the left here, hit our select, pick up this whale. Now he can do anything he wants. Again, same process. Control C, copy him over. Control V, paste him on the board. So there we go. We have our seals in place. So, oh baby, the seals. Now, some fun things that you can do with these items when you get in. This is a little bit more detail. So let's go ahead and actually click on one of them. So we'll click on this little one right here to the bottom left. You can actually go up to the adjustments here, and you can give them an adjustment. You can do a bunch of things. Like if you know Photoshop, you know, I'm telling you, you will know what all these mean. So what I like to do sometimes is I like to add a little bit of saturation. So let's go ahead and add a little bit of saturation to this seal. I mean, there's not a lot of color to him, so you're not going to get much, but you can kind of change him to any color you want. You can make him a cool blue seal with a green tongue or whatever, or you can just leave him normal. What we're going to do is we're just going to leave him the way he is, maybe give him a little bit more tint, a little bit color. Before he was very washed out. Now he has a little bit more color. I don't know. But you can apply that as well. Also, another thing that I like to do that makes the things stand out, or these objects stand out, is you can click on filter here. You can add details and whatnot. You can do blur. That would blur the image, which we're not going to do. But I like to do outlines, kind of like with your text, or even outer glows. So yeah, you could do stuff like that as well. We can add an outer glow to this. As you can see, it's white. Change it to red. Bam, now he has a nice little glow. You can kind of do that, mess around there. You could feather the glow if you wanted to, you know, for what it's worth. Like, oh, you know, that kind of looks crazy, right? Stands him out, right? We'll leave that on. Also, another thing that you can add here in the details is right here is the drop shadow. So just like what we did on the text, you can actually add a shadow to him, and you can bring up the opacity here as well. So yeah, or you can leave him by himself like this gentleman right here, or this seal right here, and you can leave him how it is. All right, so now that you've got everything customized and you're like, all right, I'm ready to put this in the game, let's start to do that. So when you have these files and you're ready to save, you just go ahead and click on File and click Save. What this is going to do, it's going to bring up this little text box here. You want to name it whatever you want. Let's go ahead and name this. This is going to be Oh Baby Seal. Oh Baby Seal. And that's going to be easy for you to recognize what file this is, because it's not an image. Well, it is an image, but we're downloading the file from the website now. And one thing that you want to make sure is you want to make sure you have a JPG file here. And you also want to make sure the canvas is correct to what you had at the game, whatever canvas you're using. Make sure that's correct as well. So we're going to do that. So let's go ahead and download. That's going to bring up our download down here, and I will show you what to do next. All right, so what you're going to do next is you're going to just exit out of the program that you want. Go back to your desktop. You know, what I like to do is I like to take that little save file and I like to drag it onto my desktop, or you can go into your downloads. You go to your search, click downloads, and you can see that image and pull that from there. But what I like to do for the game now is I like to create just a random folder. So I'll create, let's do King of Retail folder, and you can do this anywhere you want. You can do this in your C drive. You can do this on your desktop. Let's pretend that it was on my desktop, right? And I'm like, I'm going to put it in my C drive. So you can put it in your C drive, whatever storage system that you're using, really. But let's just put it in our C drive here. And in King of Retail, we're going to double click on that, and we're going to actually bring that file that we had, we're going to drop it into the King of Retail file. All right, so now that we've dropped it into this file, Oh Baby Seal, which is what we created, we put that in the King of Retail. Double check. This is our C drive. This is what we have in our C drive. I put a new folder called King of Retail, just double checking. And that is where our Oh Baby Seal. Now, I think you are ready now to go back to the game. So let me show you what happens when you go back to the game. All right, so now we are back into the game. You want to go to Customize once again, and you want to go to Posters. Once you get to Posters, you're going to have this pop up again. You can just bring up the canvas that we worked on, which was this canvas. Again, double checking, 1000 by 708 pixels. And so what you're going to do now is the easy part. Well, Maybe. This is probably the most complicated part of all of it. You want to import a new image. So when you click import a new image, this is going to pop up. So when this pops up, you're going to want to pick the drive that you put it on. So we put ours on the C drive. So let's go ahead and click on the C drive. Once you're in the C drive, we're going to go to our folder that we had it under, which was King of Retail. Then we click on the King of Retail folder, which jumps us to what's inside. What's inside is the only thing we had in there, which was Oh Baby Seal. So let's go ahead and click that and we'll press OK. Image imported. So there we go. We have Oh Baby Seal in here in the game. So now that you have this here, now there's a couple more options you can do. So for the type, this is going to be the type of sign that you want it to be. You can make it a price sign if this is a price. If you want it to be quality, you can make it quality, fashion, article, sale, a sale. Usually for things like this, how they're quotes and maybe something that's not game relevant, I usually leave it at none, so that when I am putting in the sign store, I know that it's not a type of anything, it's not a sale price, it's not an article thing, whatever it might be, but you know, I leave it here at a none. And so once you're done doing that, we come on over here to our left. We have the, you can see it here, and then at the bottom right here, you can see save poster as a new copy. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click that. Bam. Save poster as a new copy. So with this, it actually gets thrown into your save files now, or your poster files in King of Retail. So whenever you go into King of Retail and you want to buy a sign, you can do that, right? So this is what we're going to do now. That was a no sign baby, right? That Oh Baby, no sign. Now, if you wanted to add an article, I will show you this too, since we're here. You can click on article, right? So when you click on article, you can add article selected image here. So on the right, add it. So this is a image, right? This is an article image. So let's make this an article sign. So right here is an article, right? It's a shirt. This is just a placeholder for your sign. So you can change this article when you are in game, not necessarily here, but when you are in game. So you can change the size, as you can see. You can make it fat, you can make it tall, you can make it big and all that. You can do everything you want. So let's make this an article sign. Let's just put the article right there, right in the middle of the sign, and we'll save this as a new copy. So we now have a article Oh Baby. So we have a none Oh Baby, and we have an article Oh Baby. So now let's translate that to the actual game. All right, so now that you are in a new game, I just loaded up a quick store real quick. So now that you're in the game, now let's start to add the sign. So we would go over here to designs, right? Design and inventory, manage signs, buy a sign. So let's make this a wall sign. So the format that we used for that was this middle one right here. Sorry. Was it not that? Oh, we're on the floor signs. Make sure you don't do what I just did. Make sure you're on the wall signs if you want a wall. Make sure you have the right format. This is our right format. What I like to do in our Let's Play series is I like to do the medium sign, because I think the large is too big sometimes, but we'll do both. I'll show you both. Something I like to do as well is I like to have the border black. So what the color is, it's basically the border of the frame, right? You can kind of see it yourself. So let's go ahead and buy this bad boy, and let's just put it on the wall. So great, now you have the wine, or not the wine. Now that you have the sign, what do you do next? So when you're in this tab, you go ahead and hit the change, right? So once you hit change, you click on the sign you want to change. I want to change this one. Bam. You can see it's an empty format because that's the way it is. So this right here is a little teardrop sign. So we're going to actually pick this up. We're going to click on it. And this is where all of our things are going to be. All of our, photos or pictures that we've made in the past. So as you can see, we have a ton from our Let's Play series, but this is Oh Baby. We have Oh Baby here. So let's go ahead and click on Oh Baby. So there you go. Look at Oh Baby is up there. We have it. And that's it. There you go. We have the Oh Baby sign. Now, another thing that you can do, like I said, is add article signs. So let's go ahead and do that. What we'll do is we'll do another wall sign here, and we'll do a large one so you can get an idea what the large one is like. So let's go ahead and add this. You can see how big that guy is. So it can get pretty big. Again, go to change, click on the sign first, then come on over here. And this is going to be the article sign. So let's go down to drop down here to articles so you can see Oh Baby. So there you go. We have Oh Baby here. Now, as you can see, what's in it is a can of tomato soup, or tomatoes, can of tomatoes. Right here on this, you can actually click it and change it to anything you want. Forewarning though, I believe if you're doing single store, you can only put the items that you have available to you for that store. And I think if you're doing campaign, you can maybe do any item you want. But for this, let's just do something easy. So let's do like the blue wine. We'll add the blue wine. I think that changed it. So we'll have to go back here, maybe. Maybe not. Select beverages, wine, blue wine. So there we go. It changed to the blue wine. So yeah, that's how you change it. And then bam, there you go. You have an article sign. Whoops, I think I did it to both on accident. So if you did it to both like I just did on accident, just go back to manage signs, click on this bad boy, say I want to change this back to the none. And we can do that real quick. None. There we go. So there you go. Two different types of signs. So this does nothing for you, right? This is just a sign to have for you. This actually advertises the article, which customers will see. So it's very good. So there we go. I hope that's a good description of how to make a sign. I'm not really good at tutorials. This is actually one of the first tutorials I've ever had on this channel, and we have over 700 videos. So this was a requested item that I am completely fine doing because it's easy for me at least. But I hope I explained it correctly. If you like this video and this video helped you out, please make sure to hit that like button, because if you hit that like button, what's it going to do? It's going to share it to other people that might have the same problem right now, which is trying to figure out the science, because this game can be very complicated at times. So you hitting that like button will have the video reach those people that need help also. Yeah. Also, I think I mentioned this in the beginning of the video. If you are looking for a King of Retail series to watch, a Let's Play series, you can come on over to the channel. We have over 65 videos in our Season 2 Let's Play series of King of Retail, where we do the campaign mode, and we also started off running grocery stores. So that's very, very exciting as well. We're very interactive over there. All the viewers and subscribers are putting their input on the grocery store. They have their own customizable signs. All the viewers, subscribers have their own signs in our grocery store. So it's a lot of fun. We're having a lot of fun over there. So definitely check that out if you are interested. Other than that, I'm Kay. It's been a pleasure and honor being with you here today. And I will see you in the future, hopefully. And do take care.
This is for all of you, not just a song to listen to. Something to give you hope to hang on to.
I'll be your pocket full.